guys, welcome back to my channel. And in this series, we're going to be going over Venus in the houses, okay? Venus in the houses. And in this episode, we're going to be talking about the 11th house, having Venus in the 11th house, okay? And just want to let you guys know to check out my music, okay? Some of you guys have been leaving comments about my intros and outros. Yes, definitely check it out. I'll have the links in the description box. It's on Spotify, YouTube, and Apple. Okay, so you can check my music out there. But yes, we're going to be talking about Venus in the 11th house. And before we get into that, the first thing I'm going to talk about first is go through Venus in the 11th house. First with Venus. Venus is the planet of love. It's the planet that attracts us together. This is the reason why we want to be in relationships. This is the reason why we want to come together. It's because of love, and that is Venus. It's that warm energy that, you know, makes us feel good and makes us want to connect with each other. That's why we have relationships and we date, and romance, that all comes from love and Venus. And also, Venus rules Libra. Libra deals with the scales, and that is very much Venus, okay? Venus is the ultimate balancer. It is the reason why we have peace. It is the reason why we have justice, okay? You see the scales is represented by the justice system. Like, yes, that is Venus. Venus is that love energy, and that's why love equals peace and fairness and equality and justice, okay? Also beauty, okay? Beauty, attraction. This is Venus. Venus is, again, the energy that brings us together, but it's that attraction. And think about beauty, how beauty attracts us. That all deals with Venus. Venus is very beautiful, very much about art and creation, fashion, beauty. All of that is Venus. And then you have the 11th house. The 11th house, oh my God, is the house ruled by Aquarius. This is the house of like our social lives to the largest, okay? This is all social networks, groups, activities that deal with social groups and people and how we group up in cliques and our friends, okay? Our networks, our social networks, how we network within society, how we communicate on a large basis. This is, you know, technology. This is social media. Okay, how we connect also on social media, networking, all of that stuff, okay? This is an air house, so it's very mental. You know, we talk about air dealing with technology, dealing with, you know, logic, okay? So the 11th house, ruling by Aquarius, this is also a house where you think outside the box. It's not just the regular mental, like, you know, 7th house, which deals with like justice, and like the 3rd house, which just deals with the mind in general. This is like dealing with the mind, but also thinking outside the box, okay? This is how we come together and advance our world, okay? The thoughts and the ideas that we have for the collective. All right, so a lot of humanitarian work, a lot of social work, very social. All right, so with that being said, okay, having Venus in your 11th house, the first thing I can say is that you are very, very much a social butterfly with this placement, okay? Venus in any air house, whether it's in Venus in 7th or Venus in 3rd, definitely social butterfly energy. You can attract lots of people, but the 11th house deals with, you know, all our friends outside of our family, just anywhere. So there's so many connections that you can make. Venus is the connector. It creates relationships. So you're basically creating relationships in the house of society and people. So there's lots of relationships that you can make with this placement, and lots of charming relationships too. You know, Venus is very charming, it's very beautiful. So the way you are presented into society, the way you connect is in a very beautiful and charming way. So again, just you can make lots of friends, meet lots of people, make lots of connections, make lots of potential romantic partners, because this is Venus, you know, love energy. So lots of potential romantic partners because you meet so many people. You're such a socialite. You're such a social networker. So definitely a huge aspect with this placement. Also, with Venus in the 11th house, these people can be really attracted to people who are, how can I say it? Very different, weird, unique, unorthodox. This is because the 11th house, again, is about thinking outside the box. So, again, these are not just your mental ideas or your mentality or your mind, but it's your mind and how it thinks outside of what it's used to. So 11th house is a very house of like thinking outside the box, being rebellious. So you're going to be attracted to people who have this kind of like weird mindset, or it doesn't even have to be weird. It's such a perspective, that's such an opinion, but just knowing how to be innovative, be different, be unique. You're going to be attracted to people like that, people who are unique, people who are different, people who have different ideas, people who do things differently, because this is the house of that, okay? This is the house where you think outside the box. So you're going to be very attracted to that. Like, your romantic partners need to be mentally stimulating, need to be inventive, need to be unique, okay? Need to think differently and not think like the status quo. Those things are going to be very attractive to you, okay? It's going to be a type of energy that you require in your romantic life. Also, with Venus in the 11th house, your relationships can be very different or unique or not the standard, okay? So, and that can mean in any type of way. Like, maybe you're a couple that dresses really weird or different, okay? Maybe you have a very untraditional like type of relationship. Maybe one person's supposed to stereotypically be this role and one person's supposed to stereotypically be another role, but you guys kind of reversed it and it's like different, and people are like, oh, you know, just like an odd couple. Like it could be a couple that you just would never think would be with each other, you know. Just things that kind of break tradition. This is definitely that type of placement that attracts partners that are very unique, do things in a very different way. Also, with Venus in the 11th house, you could get into lots of partnerships and relationships, or romantic ones, or find romantic interests, or dating your friends. Like, literally, like, a lot of your network, your friends, those are the people that you date. Like, so, definitely be mindful of that, okay? Because some people can say like Venus in the 11th house can be a little messy because you're like always like dating like your network, like your friends, like the people around you. So like it could be like, oh, you get around a lot in a way, but definitely Venus in the 11th house, you could be very comfortable turning, you know, your friendship into something romantic. Also, you can attract a lot of romance through the internet, okay? You can get your internet popping, all right? 11th house rules the internet. The internet is where we have it's kind of like like all information. Like, all the information is there, which is very much every air house. It deals with the mind, mental energy, information. But the internet is also how we connect. This is how we connect on a large scale, which is the 11th house. And internet also represents an invention, okay? This is a unique invention that has advanced our reality, okay? You got to be very smart to create something like the internet, okay? It's a very unique idea, and it deals with technology. It's how it's advancing our world. So internet's definitely 11th house. So having Venus here, you can attract a lot of people through the internet, okay? The internet, so social media, using technology, okay, to attract people, okay? Lots of attention on the internet. You know, again, like, this is a very great placement to meet lots of people. It's a very like social placement. So yes, the internet, you could gain lots of followers and lots of romantic interests, okay? You can also have a reputation of being, you know, attractive, you know, in the internet, okay? Because Venus, again, is beauty, it's attraction. 11th house is the internet. Put it together. Beautiful on the internet. Just make sure you are in reality too. No, I'm just joking. But yeah, that is Venus in the 11th house. Also, another thing, besides romance and love, Venus in the 11th house, Venus rules balance. Remember, the justice system, the scales, fairness, equality, justice. When you have this in the 11th house, where you're like thinking about the collective and the world and society and different social groups, okay? Because you're very socially conscious in the 11th house. With Venus here, you want things to be peaceful. You want things to be fair. You're going to be very passionate about equality and fairness on a social society level. So issues such as racism, sexism, colorism, anything that is socially unfair, you're going to be very much against that. Okay, Venus is all about making things fair. So you have a strong, almost like social justice warrior type of energy. And I don't mean that because I know people use social justice warrior to like insult someone, but I don't. I really feel like with Venus in 11th house, you really want equality and fairness within large groups in society in general. So you're going to be very passionate about that. And you're going to idealistically want that. Okay, a lot of your passion will go towards wanting things to be fair, okay? And you're going to want that, okay, for society. So, yes, that is Venus in the 11th house, okay? Definitely a very unique placement. Mixing Venus in the 11th house. I mean, you guys are social butterflies. You guys can meet lots of people. Very attractive. Very unique relationships too. You know, you can't really just be with anyone. You're gonna find people romantically stimulating who have very unique minds and think outside the box. So yes, and it's a fun placement. You meet a lot of people with this placement. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. That is Venus in the 11th house. And if you did book a reading with me, okay, I do astro readings as well as birth chart readings and tarot. All you gotta do is email me and we could go forward with that. And like I said in the beginning of the video, check out my music on Spotify, Apple, and here on YouTube. I have all the links in the description box below. And I'll check you guys out on the next video.